Right, hello everybody. Good evening and welcome back for some more MG Cup Championship action. We've got the full race from race 2 to bring you very shortly. Now, of course, as you do know, we did run into some audio problems. We are live. It does happen. We can only apologise. However, we do always have had backup plan. And we cover the race and we always make sure we get it. Now, a gentleman who was with me there on Sunday, Charles Boniface, is back with us. Charles, I'll tell you something, it was all going off behind the scenes, wasn't it? But we still managed to capture the action, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of chaos with us running around trying to get it to you live on the day. But sadly, these things happen. Technicality glitches always happened, and then it's always at the worst time, as you said to me on the day. It's the first time it's ever happened, so it's going to happen eventually, sadly. But yeah, no, we still managed to capture the race for you, and lots of commentary to go with it. But probably a little bit less of Ian than normal.
A little bit less of Ian, but Charles doing a great job, by the way. Look, more on race 2 very shortly. Let's just set the scene from the weekend, of course. Race 1 was an absolute corker, wasn't it? It was Steve McDermott who ended up getting the win. Ashley Woodward in second, and Lance Ellington coming over the line actually in second, but he got a penalty, didn't he, Charles, for lining? Well, he lined up too far ahead, didn't he, of his grid box? That's why he got a 10-second penalty. Yeah,
well, it was a little bit of both. He was not just too far ahead, but he did roll back and reverse, but he was also too far to the left of his grid box as well. He's a car width outside of the white lines that they have painted. So, regardless of what he did there to try and amend the situation, it didn't really work for him, sadly. But still a brilliant race from the three of them. And he was still very happy afterwards when we caught up with him, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, and we're going to hear from him very, very shortly. Just a quick reminder to just put some text on there. The live chat is open. We are live right now, of course. The race was filmed from Sunday when you watch that, but please do get in touch with us. Do comment below. We can see your comments right now. And if you do it at Live Sport Now on YouTube, there's a link in the body of this broadcast. Make sure you hit subscribe as well, by the way. We can show it on screen. So comment. Get involved with us this evening. We want to hear from you. We just mentioned how happy Lance was. He was delighted. He'd been away from the track for, I think it was 26 years or so, came back, ended up getting their third place on his return to action. We heard from him, but first up, let's just hear from race 1 winner, Steve McDermott, and then straight after Lance Ellington before we get into the race 2 action. Here's what they had to say.
Here he is, the man himself, Steve McDermott. That was... How are you? Sorry, can we just grab that? We were just chatting about you. Once you got your nose in front, that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was. The car's really good. New car. First time it's out. Been building it for the last 6 weeks, and it all sort of come good. There's a couple of little niggles with it, but all in all, it all went well.
We spoke a little bit earlier during qualifying. You came in quite early to the pits, didn't you?
Yeah. It through a power steering belt, so I had no power steering after 2.5 laps. So
you don't need power steering these guns.
Well, yeah, it was. But I thought then I lost it big time around clearways, and I thought maybe I'm losing oil, so I came back in just to make sure. But it wasn't oil; it was just a belt.
Now, we've done our maths, we've done the calculations, haven't we, chaps? And we've worked out that you have won 100% of the races you have entered this year in the Cherished Vehicle Insurance MG Cup. How did it feel to lift that trophy?
I ain't got it yet.
You haven't even got it.
I got the President's Cup in the BARC, though, last year.
Yeah.
And that was, I was chuffed with that.
Yeah.
So that was a really good season.
A winning start, more of the same tomorrow, right?
Well, I'll try my best.
You try your best. The moment is here. Lance, you've heard about the penalty now. Are you all right? We can talk about it, can we?
Well, I can't talk about it, no. I can't talk about it. But no, it was a silly thing. I sort of was expecting I thought there might be another green flag lap because no, they weren't on the grid when I came back round, and I thought, is there another one? So I was sort of paying attention to that and not actually where I stopped, and I just thought, what could I do at that point? It was.
We had a little chat actually, didn't we, off camera beforehand, and we were talking about the Lance and Ashley show because it was incredible. The racing between you two, and you paid a lot of praise to Ashley as well.
Ashley was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. It was so clean, and gave each other as much room as we could. It was just really nice. I knew all the places. He was a lot quicker than me. through paddock, for instance, and so it was just really trying to keep it. I wanted to keep it on the black stuff today and not do anything silly.
So you're going to do something a bit more silly tomorrow. You're going to go a bit heavier tomorrow.
I might do. Yeah. Well, now I know how quick he is. I've got to get a good start tomorrow, which is going to be the important.
Well, you did have a
here.
good start today.
Yeah, I was really pleased because normally back in the day we used to do rolling starts.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of it was a huge baptism of fire for me today with the start especially. I thought, don't muck it up. So,
well, it's a pleasure to have you back racing. It really
thank
is.
you. It was such a great to be with the MG Cup and everyone out there. It was a lot of fun, and I'm thrilled to be back. Really, as you can see.
We can see it. We can see it. Not even a 10-second penalty could stop this man smiling.
No, listen, I'll take 10 seconds. It's a shame. It's a shame. Damn. But yeah, I'll try to put it in the right place tomorrow.
Lance, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for talking to us. Thanks for coming out. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thrilled.
Yeah, does Lance Everton ever stop smiling? Race 1 was an absolute corker. It really, really was. Plenty of action going on.
Here he is. Here he is, the man himself.
There we go. I don't know what happened there. I have no idea what happened there. But yes, as I was saying, Lance never stopped smiling. Plenty of action going on throughout the rest of the field as well. It did prove to be an absolute cracker. Charles, right, we're going to get on to race 2 now as well, aren't we? And like I said, we did run into audio problems, as you know. So I tried to recover as much as possible. Unfortunately, we couldn't really get anything from the assembly area. Do have the footage, but the audio is really, really fuzzy. I'm sure everybody knows and was aware whilst we were trying to do it. I did capture the start of the race on my phone from the media suite, and then the action after capturing just the start, run down into Paddock Hill. Then we capture the action back with Charles from about lap 3. So if you're wondering where the first couple of laps are, they existed, but they're not on our video. So we've got the start of the race from the media suite. It goes quiet, but then the audio kicks in and the commentary kicks in from about lap 3, as you'll see when it fades out. And then I come in about 3 or 4 minutes later, and we'll take you all the way through to the end of the race. You'll see it as we recorded it. We went through commentary, didn't we, Charles, as if we were live. So here is race 2, the start, and then it skips straight to about lap 3. All the way to the finish of the Cherished Insurance MG Cup Race 2 from Brands Hatch. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Is now fighting for the lead against Woodward. He had a brilliant race yesterday, winning with a country mile. After that bad start that we were just talking about, he's cut underneath him at Clearways to give him a brilliant run down the straight. Brilliant fighting between these two. That was all set up 4 corners before from the exit of Graham's. Already into the lead, and I think we can expect to see him pull away now. So, oh no, Woodward just still having a look. He's not willing to give up that position quite so easily. But we'll just keep an eye on these top 2, and obviously all the squabbling that's going to go. Oh, he's spun, and it's cost Woodward to have to now go around the outside, and Lance will actually be able to come and close that gap, but he is spun from the lead. What a disaster for him. After that amazing win yesterday, out on his own, he is now spun. He has rejoined unscathed. Nobody collected him. Oh no, he's pulled off. I think he might have an issue. What an absolute shame. Oh, that's absolutely terrible luck from our race winner from yesterday. Unbelievable. Where he has parked it though, that could potentially cause us a red flag. I think they're probably going to cover it under double wave yellows for now. They're able to get away with that. But for now, the race is still going. It is the second car off, as I have seen Craig. We spoke to him in Parc Ferme. That's a shame for him. Birthday boy parked up. Sadly, we didn't get to see what happened there, but that's a real shame for him. So the race is, I believe, still underway. It is. They've just got double wave yellows through this section after Druids down through Graham Hill Bend. What we are seeing though is a few good squabbles. Ian Bolton, obviously we spoke to him in Parc Ferme as well. He's slowly making his way through, now up into P4, I believe that is. So a great performance from him, from I think mid-teens on the grid. It's a very exciting race, and unfortunately we haven't been able to bring you all of it, but we will give you everything else best we can, and we will live stream it for you as well. So even though this is live for us right now, you will get to see it all, do not worry. Right, let's see what can happen. So Woodward out front, Lance Ellington in second place. In third place, I'm just trying to make sure I've got the right number, is the 74 of Ian Bolton. I do believe they might be the wrong way around, those two, numbers wise. Oh, speaking of, he's off on the grass. That has allowed someone to slip up the inside and get that really, really good run. They could potentially lose another place off the back of that, and that's the 444 car, Carl Robinson. Will he be able to get this move done and make the most of that unfortunate bit of driver error there?
Rightio, Charles, I'm back. Sorry about that. I think my audio is back as well. Yes, here we go. The racing has been fraught, isn't it? Unfortunately, Craig Basin on his birthday out of the race. Steve McDermott, race one winner, is also out as well. It's been full of high drama, Charles.
It has been full of high drama. Yeah, you've missed quite a lot. Welcome back, Ian. Thanks for saving me over here. Yeah, no, we're good. Lots going on. Lots going on. It's sort of spreading out a little bit at the front. Sadly, we've not got the repeat of the amazing battle that we had yesterday in race one. It's all sort of a little bit of a stalemate. There's a gap pulled from Woodward back to Lance, and then a further gap back to, I believe that actually is Ian Bolton in the third one, in the car 74. Ian?
Yes, you are right. Sorry, I was just having a quick look. I'll just get TSL back up. We've still got 10 minutes into the race to go, so plenty of action still. Woodward leading the way, Ellington in second. Yeah, it is Ian Bolton in third into 74. Dennis Robinson is up to fourth. He's having a good run, isn't he? Ian Dowler, by the way, we spoke to him, didn't we, in assembly area too. I'm not sure if our audio cut out by then, but a lot of work to do for him. And then we've got Robinson in sixth, that's C. Robinson, Carl Robinson. We've got Ludlow, Bramble, Chris Bolton, Birchall, Boggs, Emmett, Wignall, Sargent, Herring, Gaskin. We've lost, Forster. He's in the pits. Alan Forster in that MG Montego in the pits in a minute. As we know, we've lost Steve McDermott and Craig Basin. Full of high drama indeed. So the big battles at the minute, Woodward and Ellington. Now this is for the outright race win, and we saw it yesterday, them having a battle, and they're on it again, aren't they? Bolton and Dennis Robinson. This is going to be quite feisty as well for third place, and actually the honours in Class B. So the white car, that's Ian Bolton, the blue one is Dennis Robinson. That is for the Class B win, and it matters.
Yeah, it definitely matters. A win's a win, whether it's in class or whether it's outright. You want to win, and you definitely want to get the most points for your championship as well. So, yeah, very important scrap going on there for third place, both overall and obviously first place in class, as you just mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. So lots going on behind as well. It looks like Ian Dowler and Carl Robinson having a good tussle too. Lots of action, just like it was yesterday. It's the very best of the Cherished Insurance MG Cup. Oh my, Ian Bolton taking a wider line for a better run down the straight, but Dennis Robinson was having a good tuck up the inside. In fact, he might even get a better run this time. Dennis Robinson coming round, trying to get past Ian Bolton. It was almost side by side, but Ian Bolton's managed to stretch his legs a little bit. It looks like he's just got better straight line speed, Ian Bolton. But now, again, we go towards the front as well. Lance Ellington suddenly all over the back of Ashley Woodward, right at the front, going around. Druids now at the top.
Yeah, and while you were talking, Ian, he went for a little sneaky look up the inside of paddock, but obviously, as we saw yesterday, even though Lance in that Tomcat has got great amount of grunt down the straight, Woodward is just so much better on the brakes. That car is very, very good on the brakes, and it's got to try and get the job done before he actually gets to the braking zone. That's his best opportunity. So they're very close now. What Lance is going to do is try and maximise his exit and get a better run off the corner, to try to really make sure that he gets alongside, if not past him, by the time that they get to paddock.
Yeah, absolutely. Dennis Robinson having a good step as well. Now here he goes, Lance Ellington. He goes down the inside. Has he got enough gas? It's last of the late breakers again, and I think Ashley Wood is going to hold it this time going down Paddock Hill, and he does.
Yeah, as I think we've been told, those ZRs, I believe.
Oh yeah,
Woodward's
in the MG. Well, Woodward's in the MG ZS 180. Ellington's in the Rover 220 Turbo in Bolton, and Robinson the MG ZRs.
The ZS 180. I believe it was Mitch saying yesterday that they're actually very, very good on the brakes. The weight, for some reason, seems to really help them tyres bite, and it just allows him to brake that little bit later. So Lars has to get it done before he gets there for the best chance of actually being able to keep that position, as we saw yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. Round they go in a minute. Oh, there's contact between Dennis Robinson and Ian Bolton, but Dennis Robinson has got through. I think it was clean, was it? It's a bit of a moment, it looked like, for Bolton. If anything, it was the tiniest of little taps, but Robinson has managed to squeeze his way through. It has now brought Carl Robinson, though, and Ian Dowler into play. It's a four-way fight for first place in Class B, and Ellington is through into the lead as well, so Lance Ellington takes the lead. Not just in Class C, but overall of the race as well. Wow. Huge drama with 6 minutes left on the clock to go. This has proven to be another absolute corker of a race.
Yeah, it is, Ian. Scratch what I was saying earlier about everything being paced out when we weren't getting what we were getting in race one, because we're almost getting an exact repeat of it. But now traffic coming into play. As we're heading into...
Huge as well. Sorry, Charles.
Yeah.
You're right, yes. I was trying to see, is that Chris Bolton? I'm not sure. No, it's not Chris Bolton. Apologies.
As we're heading through clearways, obviously causing the leaders to really bunch back up again. Ellington now really leaning on the extra straight line speed of that Tomcat. And again, you can see just how much Woodward can close him up on the brakes. Yeah. So will he have a look now down the inside into Druids? Lance covers him off. Woodward goes to the outside, uses the extra braking capacity. He tries to go around the outside at Druids. This is fantastic. Nose to nose kind of wheel to wheel racing that we love to see.
These two have just been locked together all weekend, aren't they? Two different cars as well. It's an absolute treat, absolute pleasure to see. They're now coming up behind Sargent, who just gets out of the way. It was Andrew Herron actually on the previous lap. They were coming up behind. It looks like Lance was struggling to get by that time, but here they go. And the battle behind as well, we must say, between Dennis Robinson, Ian Bolton, Carl Robinson and Ian Dowler, that's a four-way fight for Class B as well. So those top six just separated by 5.6 seconds on the track. Oh, this is incredible. What a race it is. 4 minutes left to go. I don't want it to end.
Yeah, exactly. There's some absolute brilliant racing going on out there. And I believe we've now got ourselves a three-way fight for... Are they fighting for third position, those guys? Ian Bolton, Ian Dowler,
and third place on track, but more importantly, it's for first place in Class B. So that is important at the minute. For your information as well, it's Chris Bolton currently in third place in Class C. He's actually 9th on track. Peter Birchall again inside the top 10 in 10th. Emmett is 11th. Wignall's 12th. Boggs is 13th. Sargent 14th. Terrence 15th. Gaskin 16th.
Oh, and onto the grass. Sorry, Ian, to cut you off. Onto the grass goes Ian Dowler.
He's gone straight on, hasn't he? That's Ian Dowler. He was right in the mix. We know it's a new car. He's struggled a little bit. He had a couple of spins yesterday in the race, didn't he?
Yeah, that was not down to his own fault. Robinson, I think, just didn't see him or expect him to be in the mirrors. Tapped him onto the grass, and yeah, hopefully that car's okay though, and he can keep running.
Yeah, wow, indeed, exciting stuff here. Boy, I don't know where to look. I mean, it's been an eventful sort of half hour for us, isn't it? Because we've been firefighting the sound issue that we had during the broadcast, but of course here we're back now for there's 3 minutes left to go on the clock. It's Ellington who leads, Woodward in second, Dennis Robinson. Ironically, Dennis Robinson, fastest man on track. It's under 57.116. That is the fastest lap of the race. He's currently third on track, first in Class B. There he goes underneath in the blue, number 14, Ian Bolton behind him. Carl Robinson is in there too. Father-son Dennis and Carl Robinson racing in the Cherished Insurance MG Cup. Very nice to see indeed. So 2.5 minutes to go. Ellington leads.
Big sideways moments there.
Ian Dowler.
Yeah, big sideways moment for him. He came through the exit of Graham looking out of his driver's side window, so not the ideal way to do it, but he gathered it all together. So he's probably not a very happy bunny in that car now. I can tell you that.
No, I'm glad I don't have to interview him after this. Peter Birchall's having a nice race. He's sort of there by himself, and isn't he at the minute? 10th place, but 4th in Class C. Again, having another good run. He finished 4th yesterday in Class C as well. I think he'll be delighted with his return to action, and so he should be.
Oh yeah, definitely. He should be very, very happy with that performance, and yeah, it's brilliant to have him back on the grid.
Right, 1.5 minutes to go, Charles, and where is our leaders? Lance Ellington's just stretched his lead a little bit. Let's see what it is over the line this time. It was 1.7 last time. It's now 1.8, so with 1.5 minutes gone, this is the penultimate lap of the race now. It does look like Ellington is in control, but we've mentioned it a few times, there's been an awful lot of oil spilt out on the track. Woodward is second, Dennis Robinson is third. It's just starting to space out a little bit now. That battle for Class B honours has spaced out a little bit, although Robinson looks like he's actually closing the gap a little bit to Woodward in front. He did the fastest lap of the race last time round, Dennis Robinson, a 57.016, half a second faster than Woodward in front, but he's 3 seconds behind, so with 1 lap to go after this, he's not going to be able to catch him, is he, unless Woodward makes a mistake?
No, probably not. I think Woodward's probably got that second place now down, like you said, unless anything unforeseen happens. But what you are seeing play out is exactly what I was talking about, if the audio was still working at that point. Before we had to go away and try and sort out the audio issues. When I was talking about tyre pressures and how it can make a difference, as you saw, Woodward made a blinding start, got out front, built a gap, and you'd think, he's got this, it's easy, he's sorted it. But no, if it is the tyres that are making the difference and the tyre pressures, as you can see, Woodward's dropped off towards the end of the race, Lance has come on strong, and that's how much it can affect it, because now, after being out in front, leading the race for the first few laps, Woodward is now falling back into the grips of third place. You would never have thought this after lap 2 or 3, Ian, would you? You'd have thought he had this nailed.
No, you wouldn't have. It's another absolute thriller. Ellington is going to come over the line this time and take the win. He was penalised 10 seconds yesterday for parking outside of his grid box. He was still delighted with third place. He hasn't raced for 26 years. Yesterday, put it on pole position, finished on the podium yesterday. Today, he takes the win. Lance Ellington gets the win. Woodward comes home in second, and second in Class C. Dennis Robinson over the line, third place on track, but first in Class B. What a day, what a race. Oh, hang on, it's saying Carl Robinson. That's not right, is it? I think, no, Dennis is definitely in front of Carl Robinson, I can tell you that. I've got Carl Robinson down as third, according to TSL, but I'm not so sure that's right. Dennis Robinson, although Dennis Robinson's going slow up the hill. Or is he just waiting to say hello to Ian Bolton? I'm not sure.
I'm not too sure about that, to be
We'll
fair.
get
I mean, they're both still running and driving, so maybe a little bit of...
I think it might be a transponder issue, actually, because Dennis Robinson has dropped down to 6. Unless, was he penalised? He wasn't given a penalty, was he? That we don't know about.
Well, we did see that little bit of contact between the two of them, but they might just be having a little conversation about that, saying, sorry, mate, I didn't mean to do that. But,
well, we'll have to double check that for everybody, because as it stands at the minute, it's Ellington the race winner, we know that much, and winner of Class C. Woodward in second in Class C. Ian Bolton has been classified as the winner of Class B. Carl Robinson is fourth place, but second in Class B. Then Ludlow. Dennis Robinson has been put down in sixth, which would be fourth in Class B. Then we've got Peter Bramble in the invitation class, Ian Dowler, who's had another eventful race, also in Class B. Then Chris Bolton, Peter Birchall, and Emmett Wignall, Sargent, Herring, Gaskin, Boggs. Boggs in the pits, by the way, Forster, McDermott and Baston out of the race. So let's just pop TSL on screen so you can see what we're seeing for the classifieds as well. What do you make of that, Charles?
Well, it was definitely an eventful race, wasn't it?
Behind the scenes and on track,
yeah. Made our lives a little bit more tricky than normal, didn't it? But But yeah, no, loads of events happening on circuit. A few retirements, as we said with Craig, it being his birthday. He's saying the car was running perfectly, and sadly, is parked up over there.
Curse. We should have spoke to him, should we?
Yeah, and the 100% win record has sadly gone from our race winner yesterday.
Yeah. He's still got a 50% race win record though in the Cherished
for this season. So
yeah,
not a bad weekend, I guess, but it's not the way you'd wanted to have finished it parked up on the grass. But
no,
yeah, loads of other exciting bits out there. So I hope you guys at home enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and we do appreciate that. Of course, it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be across Facebook as well. This race for you to watch at your leisure. We'll be back with the Cherished Insurance MG Cup at Alton Park next up, isn't it? That promises to be a cracker. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.
Yes, thank you for watching, everybody. It was a cracker out there, wasn't it? We recovered as much as we possibly could after our sound issues, and congratulations, Lance. I mean, he was sensational, wasn't he, Charles? All weekend, a third place would have been second not for the penalty, and picking up the outright win. Magnificent. Yeah,
sensational return to racing, especially after such a long gap of 26 odd years, and yeah, he can be very happy with that. Obviously, probably going to annoy him a little bit with the penalty, but I think he was just happy to be back out there and yeah, just making the most of the weekend. So yeah, very, very good performance from him, and I think it's one that he can be very proud of.
Big up to Peter Birchall as well. We mentioned him quite a lot throughout commentary, and rightly so. We did speak to him as well. By the way, all of the action from race one is still wherever you're watching this right now. It's actually at that channel as well. It'll stay at Live Sport now on YouTube. It'll stay the MG Cup on Facebook. So wherever you're watching this, it's going to be there. Do go back and watch that. Watch our behind the scenes paddock walk as well, because that's always a lot of fun, isn't it? Where we just take a little walk around. No script at all. We don't know who we're going to talk to. It's completely random. Ian Dowler has been in touch. Charles, he had an eventful weekend as well. Heads in a spin a little bit, although new car. It's looking quick, Ian. Although, as you can see, watching that race back, he's got a couple of sad faces. Don't feel down, Ian. Don't feel down, because I'll tell you that Ian Dowler's another man who always has a smile on his face as well. Let's just pop the classified results back on screen. I showed it in the video, but this is how it finished up. And I can tell you, we were a little bit unsure with Dennis Robinson. Ian Bolton classed as winner of Class B, and rightly so, because he was. Dennis Robinson was handed a penalty. In fact, he was handed 2 penalties for track limits, a total of 15 seconds, I believe. Was it 15 seconds? Yeah. A total of 15 seconds was added to his time for track limits, thus dropping him down the order quite a bit. So that is why he's down in 6th. But look, confirmation, Lance Ellington picking up the win, Ashley Woodward in 2nd, Ian Bolton in 3rd, Carl Robinson in 4th, but Bolton, of course, picking up that Class B win. Dan Ludlow finishing in 5th, Dennis Robinson after the penalty dropping down to 6th. It's great to have Peter Bramble with us as well in the MGB Roadster. We caught up with him before race 1, so if you want to hear from Peter, make sure you go back and watch that. He won the Invitational class there, finishing in 7th. Ian Dowler, as I said, despite having an eventful weekend and spinning quite a few times and just getting to grips with the new car, still finished 8th on track. Tell you what, when he's dialed into that car, Ian can drive, and I know he's going to be quick at Alton. Chris Bolton was 9th. Peter, again, great 2 top 10s for him. He'll be delighted. 2 4th place. I think he finished 4th in Class C as well in race 1. So 2 top 4s for him. It's all about consistency in the championship. Stuart Emmett there in 11th. Leon Wignall in the Pink Panther finished in 12th. Richard Sargent 13th. Andrew Herring 14th. Terry Gaskin is 15th. And we lost G Boggs. Unfortunately, we lost Alan Forster, didn't we, in that MG Montego. Steve McDermott and Craig Baston. Now, the incident that we saw with Steve McDermott having a bit of a spin, Ashley Woodward actually sent me some footage, some onboard footage of his car right from behind, and unfortunately it was just one of those things. Steve had a spin in front of him, and there's just nothing Ashley could do. Just going a bit of a tap. Certainly not intentionally, just trying to get out of the way. It's just one of those racing incidents, isn't it, Charles?
Yeah, it happens all the time, and sadly, it's annoying when it takes you out of the race, because you've already made a mistake and annoyed at yourself for losing the position you're in. and then you sort of get the double whammy of someone coming through and collecting you, which is never a nice feeling. And yeah, I just hope there's not too much damage to that car and he can get it back out for the next round at Owen Park and can continue his good form.
Yeah, good form indeed. A lead in the race, of course. A 50% win ratio in the championship this season. Let's just quickly have a look at the dates for the rest of the year. So Brands Hatch Indy, it's done. First race meeting of the season is over. But we do head to Alton Park on Saturday, the 13th of May. Guess what? You can watch it live as well. There's at Live Sport Now. If you are watching at Live Sport Now on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe. Watch all of the MG Cup Championship in 2023. A Silverstone GP. You're with us for that one, aren't you, Charles? That is going to be a massive weekend. That is MG Live as well. So get your tickets in now if you fancy coming down. If you can't, don't worry. You can watch it live. Cadwell Park on the 30th of July. Cadwell Park's always a lot of fun, isn't it? Just a million miles from anywhere. And Snetterton, of course, 23rd and 24th of September to round out the season. And that is where we will crown our champions for 2023. It does feel a bit too early to be talking about crowning champions when we've just had the first two rounds. Charles, did you enjoy your weekend?
Oh, I had a wonderful weekend. Yeah, I had an absolute blast all weekend. And I couldn't have enjoyed it more. So thank you, obviously, for having me, and thank you to all the hospitality from the series that we did all cover. Everyone in the MG Car Club and all the series that we've worked with over the weekend have been absolutely lovely. Couldn't have been more welcoming if they've tried. And I can't wait to get back out, as you said, again with you guys at Silverstone, and I'll also probably be seeing you at Snetterton for the final round. So I'll be able to find out if all the people that we've spoken to this weekend do end up continuing on that good form and taking that championship.
I'm sure they will. Just to close out, everybody, remember, if you do want to find out more about the MG Cup, you can. There's a link in the body of this broadcast. Takes you straight through to the MG Cup website, or get your phone out and just scan that QR code there, and it'll take you straight through to the MG Cup website. That is it from us this evening. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, apologies, we couldn't quite. We ran into a bit of an issue, of course, with sound. Unfortunately, when it's live, it does happen. But as I said, we always have a backup plan. We'll always record it. So we've got the footage. And if it happens again, which it shouldn't, I think we've been with the MG Cup 3 or 4 seasons now. It's the first time we've had to revert to plan B. But when you're live, Charles, things go wrong. So thank you for bearing with us, everybody. We really, really do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the action from race 2. And of course, as I said before, we will see you live at Alton Park next month. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.